downstairs this evening, but you know, the evening's young. Hello. Okay. It hasn't started on YouTube, but I know it will start any second now. So hi, Kelly. Good to see you. Yay. Thank you for joining us. I'm so excited about tonight's happy hour because, you know, I love whenever I can transform my holiday spirit into movies and TV. Oh, hi, Jennifer. And hi, Lisa and Errol. And hi, Mom. I know, not long until Thanksgiving. Oh, Jennifer says ice is extremely important. I have none. No drinking along tonight. Aww. You must have a bottle of wine or something in the fridge. Oh, yes, Lisa and Errol, happy Wednesday to you. Yeah, about 3 minutes ago, Paul went down to get ice, and then he came up and said, we're out of ice. So he said, well, we can just go ahead without it, or I could go get some. I'm like, go now. So he'll be back soon. Okay, we are live on YouTube, and we got a few people watching, but no one's commented yet. So hello, everyone on YouTube, too. Hi, Gettysburg, ma'am. Oh, good to see you on Facebook. Okay, we usually see you on YouTube, but I'm glad you're here on Facebook. Yep. I asked him to bring me a bottle of bubbly out of the fridge, and he didn't do it before he left. So I guess I'll, I can't decide whether I should wait for him or do a tasting. We went to the liquor store today, and we did a huge trip. So we got a lot to taste. Hi, Julie. Good to see you. Yeah, I just snuck over today. I love it. Oh, Jennifer forgot her champagne. Yes, good. I'm glad. We're going to do bubbles too, I think. So I would have to go in the kitchen and get them now, thus leaving our broadcast completely unattended. So I'm just going to wait for Paul and hope that he went to the gas station and not the supermarket. Because if he went to the supermarket, who knows how long he'll be. But anyway, he's a smart guy. He'll figure it out. So we got some fun things today. Let's see. We picked up, oh, a new one that we've never had before. Swedish Punch. If you've ever had Swedish Punch, I'd love to hear what you think, but we're going to do a tasting of this. And we got a bunch of ingredients for Thanksgiving cocktails that we haven't had in a long time. So excited. Hi, Eric, over on YouTube. Good to see you. Okay. Maybe I'll just open the Swedish Punch and start tasting it without him. Did we get anything else new? We got maraschino, which we've had before. You know what I wish we could do? Oh, I think we could. We could do a taste test between Luxardo and the one we got, whose name is escaping me at the moment. Oh, and look, the video is already scrolling up on Facebook. Great. So anyway, maraschino. We got spiced pear. I'm going to definitely mix with this tonight. I think, Julie, you mentioned this. You reminded me of this in your Feeding America cocktail, which we're working, everyone who donated to Feeding America, we're working on your cocktails this week. And I really want to get you your recipes by the weekend so that you can shop for ingredients if you want to make your drinks for Thanksgiving. But we got spiced pear liqueur. That's new. We've had it before, but it's been a while. We got the Vanille de Madagascar from Giffard. That's a nice one too. The other day, I got apple liqueur from American Fruits. We always mix with their sour cherry. And I got a new bottle of the sour cherry today, but I got apple. That seemed very Thanksgiving-y. Oh, okay, good. I'm glad Facebook's working. Yay. So apple seemed very Thanksgiving-esque. So we got that too. The Swedish Punch I showed you. So yeah, we got a bunch of stuff. So we're in business. Oh yeah, pear. Pear's good. I like that one. You know, I think I'm just gonna have a little taste of it. We've had it before, so I don't feel bad at opening it without Paul while he's out on ice duty. I just hope I can, okay, good. If it doesn't have a zip strip, I'm sunk. But here I am thinking, oh, I got this. Ah! I might have to use the little thingy you use for your wine to cut the foil. Boy, they wrapped this really well. Oh. Hi, Patrick. And hi, Jack. Hello, Karen. Oh, Jennifer's on both platforms. Oh, my gosh. Oh, I'm so happy you're here, Karen. Thank you for joining us. It might take until Paul gets back with the ice to get this open. But, dang. I'm going to grab a knife. Be right back. All right. Where is it? Man, it's just not there. I'll try the vanilla. The struggle. Speaking of the struggle being real, we were at a store today and they had little towels. There were Christmas towels that had a kitten and a puppy snuggling, and it said the snuggle is real. I keep laughing every time I think about that. Oh, hi, Devin. Devin's here. Oh, Lisa's drinking champagne in my Glendora glass. Yay. Okay, we got to definitely open the bubbles. Oh, I think he's back. Oh, good. Bring me a knife. I can't open any of these bottles. It's like I have nightmares like this. All these bottles and no way to open them. Anyway, I think someone's at the door. I hope it's Paul. It is Paul. I hear ice. Okay, good. Hey, can you bring a knife or something to open some of these bottles? I can't open any of them.
Sure.
Oh, wait. I think I got a little... Okay. I thought something was different. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Patrick. It's coming in a week. I can't believe it so soon. It might be until Thanksgiving before I get these bottles open, but... Anyway. He's here. I'm just going to let him bring a knife. What is everyone doing for Thanksgiving? We're hosting. It's our holiday that we get to host, and I'm super excited about it. What is everyone else doing? I love hearing about Thanksgiving. Cut it like it owes you money, Devin says. As soon as I get that cutter or knife or whatever, there's just nothing back here. We used to have a knife in our bar set. I don't know why it's not there, and I haven't been drinking, so I could use it. All right. I believe Paul is coming. I hear ice. Paul. There he is. Oh, now he's got the bubbles. Now they're
cold enough.
Here. Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Come say hi. Come say hi to the people. Oh, Devin says we do a Friendsgiving. I love that.
Hiya, folks.
You can bake in a pork butt. Oh my gosh. Oh, hi, Marty. Marty's going to Grandma's. I love it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Isn't over the river and through the woods to Grandmother's house? Isn't that a Thanksgiving song,
traditional,
actually?
They don't say anything at all about what they're doing at Grandma's house, but it's
Eric says, I'm calling it Food Flavor Therapy Day this year. I love it.
Ooh, what flavors?
Patrick says, my family goes to Mom's house.
Hey,
well, not big vegetable eaters, so Mom makes one 22-pound turkey, and I make one 22-pound turkey. Oh, my gosh.
44 pounds worth of turkey.
I love that.
Yowza.
Oh.
Reminds
Everyone say hi, Paul.
Hello.
Oh, Devin says
Hiya,
Inger
folks.
will be having ground turkey. I love it.
You know that particular moment, that's literally 60 seconds before you're going live, where you say, where's the ice? And you're like,
What ice?
It's like, where's the lime juice?
Jennifer's having bubbles, so I'm going to open these.
She is?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm kind of envious. Jeez. Yeah.
You need not envy her. We can just open this.
I need not conjecture. She simply opens.
Exactly.
So here we go. I think we haven't had this product. Have we ever had this product?
I was saying that we haven't had it in a long time. I was going to try it without you, but then I couldn't open it.
You know, that's a real drag.
That I was going to try it without you, or that we couldn't.
You should always have a multi-knife when you start these broadcasts. And just
Apparently
for this
so.
purpose. Because if this little guy doesn't do the trick,
right.
then you just whip over here and you're like, fine, I'll saw my way in. Boom. That's a possibility.
Eric, say hi. Okay, everyone's saying hi, Paul. All right.
Well, let's try this since I'm here. I'm not going to say I rescued the show or anything. Here. No, I should have had ice. But I probably... you started it. She started the show, today. So she is rescuing the show.
We were we did a lot of out things today.
We all make it happen, one brick or another, and
we went to Newburgh to go to the big fancy liquor store,
which had all this fun stuff. It was a pretty substantial run. We do that so you don't have to, and we can tell you a report back and say that the St. George Spirit Spice Pear Liqueur is a mouthful. Has a really nice aroma. It really just,
I smell it from here.
It just smells like that, like mulled cider. It smells like mulled cider. You're like, oh wow, and
something I could actually open.
You're on the town square, and it's like about 20 degrees, and there's a little cart. And the guy is actually dispensing the cider. Would you like one? And you try one, you're like, wow, that's so great.
They got their free turkey last night. We got a free turkey too.
We did. We qualified for the turkey.
Oh, ham we found. Okay.
Oh, that
Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
It does taste like a mulled cider. Wow, that's so good. This is a really nice ingredient. Okay. We'll be using that. Fun stuff. I'm going to get rid of some superfluous materials.
Oh, yeah, we haven't had that in a long time.
Here's an interesting thing. Just as a notification.
Hello, River City Handsome. Hello, Arizona. Good to see you.
We recently found, are these little turkeys still kicking around? Get past one of these salt shakers. Please.
Oh, he's so proud of this.
These salt shakers, salt and pepper, we found in Newburgh. Again, it's all about Newburgh these days.
Newburgh Vintage Emporium, Marty, if you're still here.
Bingo. I believe that this was at the main store, not the annex. The annex is much larger, but they're both worth your time. And we happen to be, up there several times to participate in various motion picture productions. And, afterwards, after one of these, it's like, you feel like a little vintage shopping. It's right there. And we slide right in and take a look, and it's like, these beauties are there. And she's like, yoink. And they had these little plastic stoppers at the bottom of these things.
They didn't even stay in.
Didn't stay in. And the plastic stoppers were not original to these little guys here. No way. So I said, what am I going to do? I was thinking rubber, blah, blah, blah. And then I thought, what about cork? And where do you have a large supply of corks that might do the job? Saw one of these in half, take a little off the end, and suddenly it fits totally well. And I think that'll withstand all your salt perfectly fine, and boom, done. So that's what you do when you suddenly realize, I need a stopper for my salt shaker.
I'm so excited about my turkey salt and pepper shakers. They will be on the Thanksgiving table.
Bread knife, take care of that in a second. It was great. All right, I've been out grilling, so my glasses are actually all fogged up, and I've been running around, and I need to
You got a million problems tonight.
No,
I'm just saying.
No, I really only had one problem, which was we need ice. We did.
Oh, Eric's going totally left field this year. What are you doing?
Hey, yeah, you check it out, huh? This is going to be the old Brussels sprouts Thanksgiving. Interesting. Or shall we go, or are you actually working the turducken? Or are you working one of those vegan meals, which is
Peter.
12 sides and they all look awesome? That's the thing. If you were like, well, I'm vegetarian, you're just serving a bunch of sides and they could all be fantastic rice dishes and
Tofurkey.
Stuff. You could do tofurkey if you want. You could do grilled tofu if you like. You could do that
Marty is still here.
Textured vegetable protein. There's a lot you could do.
Yeah, they're so close to each other, right?
You could do like a big stir fry thing. You could do Indian food. I mean, man, you could eat so well for days on veg that is just awesome with great flavors and spices and everything, and you wouldn't miss a turkey. So.
By the way, if you're losing the broadcast on Facebook, because it looks like it's in and out, on YouTube we're Velveteen Lounge, all one word. So
go find us. We're there, both places. All right, so I'm going to actually get rid of this business. And
Patrick, we have some of those. We have some that we got at our wedding, and then we got some that we inherited of those Fiesta. And I know what you mean about those. We were trying to get the stoppers out of the vintage ones the other day. That's no joke. Roasted chicken and pretzels. That sounds really good, actually. I think that sounds great. I think you should eat what you like.
Eat what you like.
Okay, Devin says it's good on Facebook. All right. I'm hoping it still is. It keeps telling me that the video's cutting out, but anyway. Anywho, let's make something, shall we? I have a few ideas for... Okay, wait. Someone just commented, so I gotta see. Oh, Lisa's watching on both platforms. Thank you. Let's see. Okay. Oh, Peter's thinking Chinese takeout. You know what? Makes me think of Christmas Story, the Chinese food. Okay, so I have a few drink ideas. You probably got a hint if you saw the pictures I posted today. I'm thinking, what do I want to make first? I can't resist the title, Your Santa Claus is Intoxicated. If you remember Miracle on 34th Street, when the original Macy's Parade Santa can't perform because he's plastered. He's drinking on the side of the float and completely plastered. So the real Santa Claus comes in and replaces him and saves the day. But I just love the line, your Santa Claus is intoxicated. So I'm thinking, your Santa Claus is intoxicated for my first drink. Oh yeah, Julie agrees. Thanksgiving is great for the vegetarians. I almost, I tried to run the tofurkey idea past Paul because we had a turkey already from Easter. We keep getting these free turkeys. So I'm like, why don't we get something else? But he wasn't having it. Ooh, carrot and cashew loaf. That sounds good. That sounds really good. Cashew gravy, that sounds amazing. Stuffing with bacon. Oh, it sounds good too. A stubborn N. I like that, Eric. A stubborn N. So I'm thinking, your Santa Claus is intoxicated. And I think your Santa Claus is intoxicated will start with rye. So, can I reach the rye? I can. That rye didn't last long. Got this rye from Spirits Lab in Newburgh. I've been spending a lot of time in Newburgh lately. So I'm going to start with 2 ounces of rye. And I think it needs to be very Santa Claus-ish, this drink. Very Christmassy. So, I'm thinking definitely the vanilla, which we haven't opened yet. Did you bring that wine cutter?
Wine cutter?
Yeah.
No.
I need to open this vanilla. There's no way.
Oh. So true.
Delayed gratification.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Marty. I love that episode of Twilight Zone.
Which one?
The one with Art Carney as the drunken Santa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the rare videotape episodes.
Oh, Patrick. I saw those. Yeah, Patrick's... Yeah, Eric said, look, we all know by now Santa's an alien. Patrick made the stuffing flavored buttermilk biscuits. Those look so good. I saw your picture of those. And I thought, oh, and I turned them into sausage stuffing. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing.
You make a sausage baked stuffing.
That's amazing.
A sausage and wild rice.
Right, can we get into this?
Yeah, I got that part, but these things are very shallow. So this is the fun part, I tell you. Problems, problems, problems. This is not anywhere near as much as that bottle of corked beer that we had recently that literally...
Neither of us could get open.
Neither of us could get open.
Do you need to go get a wrench or something?
Yeah, I do. A wrench. How anyway?
They don't give you the right tools in one of those bar kits. They need to give you like a wrench.
Seriously. Well, there's always the galooly, which definitely does that job.
Oh, he got it.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. Do we need to try this one too?
Yep. Ah! Jeez. Fling a knife around.
Oh my gosh.
Tell you, dangerous around here.
Here you go.
Okay, thank you. And yes, I flung that and it went towards her. Yeesh. Dangerous.
He's trying to kill me.
Yeah, well, not doing a very good job, which is good.
Oh my gosh, that smells good too.
Oh, that just smells like the best real vanilla extract.
Mm.
Wow. Wow, like very, very rounded, very aromatic.
Giffard. Vanille de Madagascar. Oh my god.
Assuming that
so
there's
good.
some Madagascar vanilla in there. Nom, 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 nom. Tasty.
Giffard is high end. I bet there is.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to do a half ounce of this.
Boing.
And
Yes.
a half ounce of the spiced pear, I think. And then, whoa. Okay, half ounce of the spiced pear. I think people have started the holidays early. There was so much traffic today. It was crazy. It's not usually like that on a weekday around here, but it was nuts. And then I'm going to do 3/4 of an ounce of my, this is actually a combination of lemon and lime juice. So we'll say lemon juice.
Well, how about that?
Hi, Bill. All right, I need to grab the orange bitters. Are you planning to come back?
Hi. So while the bitters grab, we don't want to have any dead air happening over here. You know
We really don't.
You know what I mean?
A dash of orange bitters.
A dash of.
I'm going to try this 2 different ways. I'm going to try this straight, and then we can do it. Oh, my tin. Oh, here it is.
There you go.
And
you know what we didn't get?
Ice.
Slowly I turn. Step by step. Inch by inch.
Bill's like, we're the grandparents who will be here on Thanksgiving. Our grandson is in Hawaii. Oh my gosh. His mom's a flight attendant, so they'll all be in Hawaii. Well, that sounds like a good way to spend Thanksgiving, if you ask me. Hi, Daniel. Good to see you. Oh, thank you. Kevin says there's wine at my Winco that they only have 2 times a year. We can never figure out when it is, but it's salted caramel wine. Oh my gosh.
What? Whoa. Tastes
like butterscotch. That sounds perfect for Friendsgiving. Okay, shake this with ice. I'm going to strain it into my cocktail glass. I'm going to use one of our little fancy coupes.
Ooh, well, that's a big coupe.
Yeah. Look at that.
I think I'm here to stay. As soon as I say that, I'm going to remember something that I need to go get.
Oh.
I'm going to try that.
Your Santa Claus is intoxicated.
Man's got to do something about the cold. Oh, that's nice. What's in that again?
I'm about to write it down, but hold on.
I'll hold tight.
Here, you can have this little sip. 2 ounces of rye.
That's a great place to start.
1/2 ounce vanilla liqueur. I recommend a nice one. You can get really cheapo vanilla liqueurs. It's not going to be the same.
Well, I don't know if that's that common. There's all sorts of liqueurs you can get. You can get orange. You can get apple. You know, all these puckery kind of things out there. They're like, flavors are a little spurious. Vanilla, I think all the vanillas I've seen have actually been very high quality. So there's a vanilla rum out there, which is really a liqueur. I think it was Blue Cherry Bay. It's Sweden, so it's much more of a liqueur. And it works very well. It's a quality rum, you know.
So this is delicious as is. I'm going to add a topper of
bubbles.
Chilled Prosecco.
Just to check out how that happens. You know, we always do this on the show. Well, we frequently do this on the show. Make a drink. Make a variation on the drink.
That made it sing.
Try another thing you can do with the drink, and you realize that you can do this as a straight-up sour. You can certainly do this over a large rock in a glass if you like to have the ice. It would keep it cold, longer, colder longer. I recommend if you're going to do that, get one of those ice cube trays that makes a really huge ice cube, you know, because the big, massive ice will take longer to melt. Less dilution, plenty of cold. And you can always top it off with the bubbles.
I said, top with a splash of chilled sparkling wine to really make it sing.
That does sing.
It does sing.
The bubbles enhances it. You've got a little bit of that flavor. This is a Brut Prosecco, so it's a dry wine. And the sparkle is always nice. I always find the sparkle nice with these things. There are a lot of drinks we make which I call 75 variations. How many variations are there? 75. But
yeah, that's what I was thinking too. 75 variations of the French 75. That would be hilarious.
That'd be
a great book.
A great
People who ask about a book. Hi, great food and beverage.
Yep. Hey.
Good to see you, Alan and Elizabeth. Thank you for joining us.
The Caroliners are joining us. Thank you so much.
Santa was simply getting primed, Eric said.
Ka-chunk, 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 ka-chunk.
From the inside.
Yeah, well, that Santa was slightly spurious. He was replaced very quickly.
Spurious Santa.
Replaced very quickly by a guy who just happened to be on the scene and just happened to look an awful lot like the part. But it's a good scene. Very good scene. And of course, we're dealing with the gal who arranges the whole show.
The real Santa took his place.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just reading my text there.
The great thing about that picture is that this gentleman is legally proven to be Santa Claus in a court of law. And the lawyer who takes him on, I think he quits his firm because his firm was a bunch of stodgy people and decides to start on his own. And he thinks, I just proved that, Santa Claus exists. There you go. It's very well done. Some people see this as a terrifically sentimental picture, like, oh, wow, sappy could you be? Yeah, the kid is cynical to the end. She really like it as she doubts and doubts and doubts. And then she actually starts to see the magic part. And the magic part may not be that kind of magic. It may just be pretty kind of amazing, you know?
Well, I love that movie. But I have to say that I love William Frawley in that movie so much.
Really, the political boss, the political operative there, talking to the judge and saying, sure, Henry, you just go ahead and do whatever the heck you want to do.
You could just have Santa Claus declared insane. Go ahead and do that.
Do that. And then come election time, you're going to get 2 votes, yours and that DA out there. And I think, yeah, that's exactly right. Nobody will vote for the guy who convicted Santa Claus.
Nope.
End of story. It's well drawn. It's very well drawn, you know?
And
of course, it's sort of a love letter to New York commerce because you've got Macy's and Gimbel's, and then they name check several other stores, which probably were real stores at the time.
Stearns
Yeah. Was absolutely. I remember I think one of the first.
Oh, Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Yes, I love that movie. S-A-N-T-A-C-L-A, West Array for Santa Claus.
I mean, we're dipping into like a different level of quality when we talk about a motion picture like that.
That would be a good one for a watch party.
I will say the following about this picture.
Just saying.
It's highly moronic and it's highly watchable at the same time. It's got some interesting actors in it too. You've seen in other things. Like John Beck, who plays like, the evil Martian is always trying to grab and kill that Santa Claus. Blah, blah, blah. And we were at I think the last time we were at a record convention, I'm looking in the bins, and there's a soundtrack album to this damn thing.
Did you buy it?
It was like a kid's record, like Golden Records or something, and it has this picture from the movie, and the guy's like $75. I'm like, walk on by. Not going to happen, because it's going to be a lot of yakking. I just know what it is. There was a 45. Al Hurt actually was a 45 of it. That has a big splash promo in Billboard in 1964. So look for that instead. That should be a lot less money.
Drop-o, yeah. Hi, River City Handsome.
Yes.
Drop-o, you're the laziest man on Mars.
Laziest man on Mars. You just want to be able to pronounce that like that. They have this peculiar headgear.
Bomar, Gurmar.
Bomar, Gurmar.
Yeah.
Dadmar, Momar,
Momar. No, she has Momar.
Momar. I forget what he is, Pomar, Pater, Mater. Hysterical.
Let's find out.
Let's check it out. We can find out who these characters are. This film is ridiculous. Then it also features a lot of footage that was stock footage cribbed from some other military picture when they're bombing the Martians. It's It's a great bit of extremely cheap movie making. And I think that this was potentially filmed in and around New York, sound stages.
Voldar.
Voldar! There we go.
Kimar.
Yep. Bill McCutcheon as Droppo. He looks like he had a whole career, you know? Donna Conforti's Betty Forster. Victor Stiles as Billy Forster. Yep.
Yeah, okay. So.
And of course, Guillermo is played by Isadora.
And of course, Ned Werdimer.
Yes!
As Andy Henderson.
Speaking of your character
Cho-Cho. Oh, yeah,
70s
Cho-Cho.
TV.
I remember, like, one time after we watched this movie, I think we'd had a few, like, maybe a month later, I woke up and I was like, I couldn't get Cho-Chom's chair out of my mind.
Chair.
Like, when they went to Cho-Chom's chair.
Cho-Chom's chair.
Yeah.
You know, they go to consult the spirit of the dead, who is somehow,
Hi, Amy.
hey, somehow still alive. And the guy just looks like this Fu Manchu. It's just this stereotype of, like, you know, Asian mystic sort of fellow. And you're just getting this idea that somebody was reading something about Shinto and said, there we go, we're just going to use that. What the hell does Mars have to do with Japanese religion? It's weird. And you start to think, like,
Cho-Chom's chair.
Cho-Chom's chair.
That's a good name for a drink. Cho-Chom's chair.
Here we go. We are awfully close to the point where we're just going to start cranking out the red and green drinks, I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh.
Yet right now, we're giving you the turkeys because we got the turkeys. I got a few.
Good.
This is a new turkey to the house. This is recently you were like.
I stress impulse purchase.
Stress impulse purchase this little guy. I can turn it on too. This baby should light up. It's a little dim right now. I need new batteries in it.
Yeah, it's barely on. It needs new batteries. You can't even tell it's on.
Yeah. We'll get some new batteries for this guy. This takes those tiny little batteries, which are ridiculous, but we'll make it work. And this is fun, you know. I like it, just like some little guilt here and there. Accents.
Oh yeah, the Flesh Tones cover. Hooray for Santa Claus.
Yes.
Yes,
they do.
That is a great. Have you ever used that?
I haven't used the Flesh Tones. They do a really terrific version of that.
Maybe you need to do it this year.
You know what I used one year?
He puts together a Christmas
collection
compilation every year. So if you're not on his email list,
drop us a PM. Make sure that you are, because it's all virtual these days. I can't burn CDs anymore. It's
free, so.
Well, I could burn CDs, but it's like, why am I paying for postage? I can just tell you where to download it. Boom. That's what people do.
Yes. That actually, I was going to make a drink from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Boom, boom. Oh yeah.
River City Handsome. Yes.
It's one of those things.
I don't think I've seen Dutch.
Starring Ed O'Neill. Oh.
Sounds like a gap in my education.
Also a Thanksgiving picture. And Ed O'Neill, who was
just a gap in my education.
He's one of those guys who just keeps appearing in various roles. He's one of our great character actors, I say. You know.
But yes, we just watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles the other night. Yeah. Again, I mean, we have it, so we watch it every year. But
it's one of those things I hadn't seen until we saw it, I think, a year ago.
Taste of Tea. Oh, I haven't heard of that, Eric. But very cool.
By Kitsch-en Iski. Oh, okay.
Astro Boy. Oh, okay, Peter. All right, that makes sense.
A lot of that Japanese animation was really coming into the fore at the time because, of course, we're talking an economy that just got wrecked by 1945. And what do? Well, they had something called the Marshall Plan. And I think this was a reaction. I was just reading about the influenza epidemic of 1918. Interesting little subject there to do a sidebar.
That's what he reads in the middle of the night when he can't sleep. He reads about the influenza epidemic of 1918.
In 1918, it was taking like 1,700 people a day in Boston. It was horrible. And of course, the book was talking about, like, the next epidemic. And this was published in 2018. And prescient, there you go. But, of course, this happened during wartime, and after the war, of course, there were a lot of punitive things that were levied at Germany. You're at fault. You need to pay, like, billions of dollars. This wrecked their economy, and what did it do? Let's have another war. Really bad idea. So, after the Second War, of course, there's a big plan to revitalize.
Such a fun discussion.
A little historical area right there. But the Japanese economy actually had a big infusion. Like, you're going to do the following, and you're actually going to reconstruct your economy, and they totally stepped up. And there was a period where "made in Japan" was a really like nasty phrase because it meant really cheap products. If you want to talk like mid-50s, the quality wasn't great. and then they got much better materials, and bang.
But I feel like made
suddenly
in
it was like
Japan
electronics,
is incredibly
and cameras,
desirable
and everything. Yeah, by
in antiques.
by the 60s, the stuff was really high quality, and it was fantastically competitive. And it was much cheaper. Much cheaper electronics and cameras and all that.
Iski, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Did the animation for Kill Bill.
Kill Bill. Oh,
all right.
Interesting. I'm thinking
Very
also
cool.
the fact that the team that produced Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, that production company,
Rankin and Bass.
Rankin Bass. If you take a look at the list of animators, several of those names are Japanese. So they were relying on a team there that was working overtime. It's a really big thing, and that's all stop motion. So that's a really heavy load to get that kind of thing together. Premiered probably December 5th, 1964, somewhere in that range.
December 5th. That's Repeal Day.
Oh, how about that?
Just saying.
I guess we could do something about that. We definitely need to do something every year for Black Tot Day, and I think I actually have the appropriate
when is
vessel
Black
for that.
Tot Day?
August.
Oh, I guess we missed it this year.
Yeah, we'll do it next year.
Maybe next
We'll
year.
get that next year. But I want to raise a glass to the sailors because and yes, and Repeal Day that has to be a real
December 5th.
commemoration around here, because you want to talk about the great experiment that was really doomed to fail. It did. Good, because there's no reason.
The noble experiment.
The noble experiment. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to enjoy these products in our own homes and in the facility of our choice.
Well, it's not like it stopped anyone from enjoying them back then.
No, it didn't. It did nothing whatsoever. It was not a good idea.
Saying. Bumbles bounce. Yes.
Bumbles New Bounce. Gold. Nothing.
And then in the DVD we have peppermint.
Yeah, peppermint. And then there's a point where
He
he's talking
discovers
about,
peppermint.
he's talking about looking for silver. He's like, I thought you were looking for gold. I changed my mind. They're like following this insane guy who's prospecting for rocks in the middle of the tundra.
Well, Yukon Cornelius just reminds me of so much of someone I knew. He passed away, but just reminded me of so much of him.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
you know who I mean.
Yeah, I do.
Yep.
I know what you mean. There's a real thing. There's a certain sort of bluster.
Oh yeah, Black Tot Day. It's Tot. Yeah, but okay, Black Tot is has to do with the.
You want to give us 5 seconds on Repeal Day?
Okay, Repeal Day is the day that Prohibition was repealed. He said one sentence about Repeal Day. Yeah, I guess that was one sentence. It was the day that Prohibition was repealed.
I think that's what December
in 1933.
1933.
Yeah.
So literally, this lasts for 13 years and more, because it went into effect in January 1920. So it's just a long.
But December 5th is a full-on holiday around here. It's Repeal Day.
Let's raise a glass and pop a few bottles, and let's go to town. The appropriate cocktail. I can't think of anything more appropriate than a French 75. Bang.
Patrick is saying we still have dry towns in Massachusetts. There's a dry town near us.
Yeah,
too.
there is. It's not far. And I think good for you. And every town around you has a liquor store, like at the border. I mean,
Well, it does. But the funny thing is, the one here, like every so often, someone tries to change the rules to make the town not dry, but everyone votes to keep it dry because it's good for tourism.
Oh,
so it's just become a thing that, like, you go there and like, I can't drink. Snicker, snicker. I brought my flask. It's become a thing there.
They should have a whole tavern devoted to mocktails. That could be a real thing,
yeah.
That could be really your driving tourism.
Yeah.
Because a lot of this area is about that. The Hudson Valley, which has very much exploded in recent years, kind of glad we moved here, etc., is doing a lot of production, a lot of film production. I was thinking of liquor production, liquor, wine, cider, beer. Cider.
Oh, okay. Daniel's saying December 5th is also Krampus night.
Krampus night. Hello.
Boy, you could get into trouble with Krampus night and Repeal Day all at the same time.
Boy, something. There's got to be a morning after, and you will really want to see that too at the time. So
I feel like if December 5th is Krampus night and Repeal Day, December 6th is take a day off work day.
Take it off work day. It's kind of like Boxing Day, or one of those things.
Call in sick day.
All Souls, I tell you, all poor souls. Ugh. So Black Tot. Now, what is the tot? Between the 1660s and 1970, the British Navy decided that like the hideous food and beverage that they were serving to their sailors had to be ameliorated somehow. And their sailors were usually conscripted and in pretty wretched conditions during that period of time anyway. So, within that period, their colonies within the Caribbean had started producing sugarcane. What do you do with sugarcane? You produce sugar, and what do you do with the leftovers? You make rum. And rum was a rough and tumble stuff at the time. But the Navy actually started serving everybody a ration every day of rum just to keep the spirits up, quote unquote, no pun. And the ration was, I believe, a half a gill. What is half a gill? It is this. This is the actual vessel that every sailor got. A little copper cup. It's actually marked 1/2 gill. I believe that's 2 ounces. So that's still a standard pour. You hear us talking all the time. 2 ounces of rum, 2 ounces of brandy, 2 ounces of vodka, 2 ounces
Can I interject for a second?
Please.
Devin says, I grew up in the Atlantic City area, and I learned in school that Prohibition was responsible for a lot of the mob moving into Atlantic City. Yes, Prohibition was responsible for a lot of mob activity.
It kind of built the city of Chicago in a way that it is now. You got to say.
We love Chicago. We love you, Chicago.
We do love you, Chicago. I really, actually, they talk about second city. I think, when you're there, it's the first city.
I love Chicago.
Man, it's a really
I've had nothing but good times there.
Great town to get around. And it's such a good vibe there with things. There's great food and drink, and people are very vital. So.
People are very vital.
Big vote for the Midwest people.
Kind of a weird thing to say.
Yeah, strange stuff. But, that fits nicely. So this is like about a 2 ounce pour. So everybody every day got 2 ounces of rum. Yeah, 2 ounces of 160 proof. A real heavy pour. Sometimes these sailors would figure out a vessel to save it in, and then they'd have a lot of it and get completely crocked. But that's what you did, and frankly, it probably kept the cooties away. Now, somewhere along the line, one of their admirals took a look at their drunken sailors and said, yeah, you know what, we need to start cutting this stuff. So ordered this stuff to be watered down and add some lime juice. And that became grog. The simplest form is something like that. And that was Admiral Vernon who gives us the term grog. And over the years, somebody decided to turn that into something that's a lot more palatable. And there's a large drink out there.
Patrick.
Hey, good night.
Eric says, as Hawkeye from MASH once said, the Geneva Convention prohibits the killing of our taste buds. I love it.
Well, of course, they had a still going in their tent at all times.
Yes. Which,
in fact, was an IV bag there full of vodka, which brings us to the whole scene from the movie where they're like, sir, would you like a martini? Yeah, I'd love a martini. And, they serve him up one, and he's like, don't you guys believe in olives? Oh, it's just great.
Yep.
I gotta love that. A lot of that movie was improvised. You can bear that in mind. And so the fact that L.A. Gold whips out a bottle of olives from his jacket.
Scurvy, everybody's favorite cootie.
May have been unexpected.
Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, by complete accident, he managed to figure out how to stop these guys from being fantastically sick out there because they were lacking vitamin C. They had access to tropical fruits like limes, so they were using them. And it certainly makes the rum a little more palatable. If you have like a pot still rum, that's really traditionally prepared. It's got a lot of rough edges around it. We've got some around here, and they're a lot nicer than it used to be. But you can still taste that. It's just like, wow, there's a lot more flavors going on. So this is the little guy that started the whole business, and that was that. Well, the British Navy did this through the 60s. The British Navy did this through the 60s, and finally decided, we're actually carrying nuclear warheads and all that sort of thing. So perhaps it's time to stop serving the booze. So they decided to do so in 1970. That was the end of the line. And two things happened. One is that ceased, and there were ceremonies held with sailors with black armbands, the end of the tot is Black Tot Day. The second thing is that the Navy had actually contracted out to its Guyana producers, that was a British colony, to have a whole storehouse with the rum that was usually kept. And that actually got sealed off and kind of forgotten about, and currently somebody rediscovered that and is selling it, and that's the original Navy rum. And it is available for exorbitant prices. If anybody buys a bottle, let me know. I'd like to try it. And the third thing you can bear in mind is that the Pussers Company decided to sort of get the whole patent on that naval rum formula. And you can buy a bottle of Pussers. It has that sort of pot still flavor. It is a real genuine Navy tasting product.
And they have the gunpowder
and
formula
the gunpowder proof, which is probably a lot closer to what you would have gotten on ship.
Yep.
And of course, they've got the whole formula on the Pusser's Painkiller, which is a very reputable, fine tropical drink. So there you go. That's a lot of history about Black Tot. But basically,
are you sorry you asked, Devin?
Bang, you know. And so at the end of the day, the Navy stopped serving their sailors booze.
Hi, Colonel Keg.
Hey.
Like a woman with scurvs. Oh.
Scurvy is nice. Yeah, I gotta tell you something.
Oh man.
Well, you know.
That's hilarious.
We do not actually.
We were talking about puns today.
We definitely appreciate women with scurvs. So.
Anywho. Do you want to make a cocktail or should I just make another one?
I need to make something. I've just been sort of drinking a little bubbles here to wet the whistle.
You've been sampling here and there.
Yeah, I've been making it for lost time because of course I had to run out and do the ice thing. It's interesting.
You got back in record time though, I gotta say.
Well, I drive a hot rod or a muscle car. It didn't take long to get out and in. I gotta tell you.
I just said you must not have gone to the supermarket.
No.
I said hopefully he went to the gas station. It'll be quicker.
Out, boom.
All
2
right.
bags, back.
Okay.
I would have been back sooner, except somebody was having a little toss up with their scratch tickets.
Oh,
and
geez.
I'm thinking,
I'm missing my broadcast. Can't wait.
Here's $10. Buy 10 tickets. Go out there and have some fun. I got to get some freaking ice. Boom. People, please.
Oh, Marty says, I co-wrote a song called Black Friday on My Mind with the Templars of Doom. Oh! I love it. We need to hear that.
Not the Easy Beats. Hello. Now we're talking.
Did you record it? Do we have that? Because
I'm very interested in such things.
That might be on his collection.
I definitely appreciate the nod to a real classic Australian band from that period. They had a lot of good tunes.
Errol says American sailors were always wanting to tour the British or Aussie vessels. Rumors of booze on board still abounded. Love it.
I think that during that war, I'm thinking of the second big one, that the English and the Aussies and the New Zealanders usually had access to some really high quality product. And you just have to know who to talk to. But it's not like American sailors didn't figure out these things. If you were stationed in the South Pacific, of course, in the tropics, and you couldn't find booze locally, well, you just found a coconut, and you popped the eye out of it, and you poured out the water, and you poured in some fruit juice, and you put a cork in the hole.
Jungle juice.
And give it a few days, and as soon as the cork pops, fermentation has occurred. Jungle juice.
We do have it. Oh,
awesome! I like it.
I'm excited.
I like it. I need to make something.
All right, so here are some ideas for you.
Okay. You were cynical. This is intoxicated.
The Junior. I got a few. I came up with some good drink names. Now we just have to come up with drink formulas to go along with the names.
Yes, we do. I thought I might work on the Junior. And I might work on the Radio Still Works because I work on radios. So I'll start with the Junior because this should be quick and good. And as a matter of fact...
The Junior is a nod to the Bob Newhart show.
Mm-hmm.
When they had the episode where Bob and Emily were hosting Thanksgiving and Bob's parents were coming. And then Emily's parents decided to come at the last minute. And of course, zany mayhem ensued.
Big fun.
But Emily's father's nickname was Junior.
Yeah. And of course, he brings an enormous turkey because he's trying to show off a little bit there. And big fun. Big fun between the parents.
You put the lime in the coconut and drink it all up.
Oh.
Exactly.
Oh. That's exactly it. I think if you were to find like any fruit juice you could, and in that period, you could probably find guava and all sorts of tropical things, bananas. Toss it in there, let that ferment, and
banana juice.
It would probably. She likes banana juice.
On her coconut.
I'm thinking of Fisherman. That's another classic. Hey, check out that guy on screen there. Oh, big fun. So I'm thinking of that, and I bet the resulting product smelled horrible because fermentation smells pretty bad. But you would drink it and go like, doing fine, If that's what you get.
Smells bad.
One of my teachers in high school actually served in the Southeast Asia during the 1960s. We all know about that. As did your father.
Amy says the word zany isn't used often enough. Just saying.
I think we need more zane. I think we need more zane. Absolutely.
Zany mayhem.
And I remember him talking about, the fact that actual, fermented beverages were kind of few and far between. And at one point, like somebody decided to give a nod to the troops and dropped a whole pallet of Budweiser. Probably circa 1968 in Southeast Asia.
From a helicopter?
From a helicopter. And he said, so they grabbed that sucker, they cracked one, and he said it was warm and it was the best beer he'd ever tasted.
Man.
That's just context. Gotta tell you.
Looks like he dropping it from a helicopter.
I think it's a parachute.
That's kind of, okay.
Yeah, you parachute it down. That's how it is. All these things happen that way.
I think if you dropped it from a helicopter, it would just explode. But...
Well, that's like dropping things off of 10-story buildings, which brings us right to the David Letterman show. That's a classic from back in the day.
Yeah.
I'm going to make something. We had the whole rack of round glasses. Where did they end up?
They're in Glendora's room.
I'm going to get one because I think that's what Junior would drink out of.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Glendora has her own room now. Really, it's her mansion, but shh, it's really in this house.
That's right.
We feel insane.
Secrets.
Eric says, I feel insane. All right. Paul's got a creative vision. We should all honor it.
Oh, well,
Don't be modest.
So.
Here you go. Oh, I was thinking he should grab a big ice cube to go in that glass.
Exactly what I was talking about. So these glasses
got my mental
are in
message.
this little holder, and you can see pretty much exactly this whole format. If you watch the show Mad Men, in Don Draper's office, he has a whole couple of bottles of liquor, I think one of rye and one of vodka, or one of gin. And he's got this holder with these round glasses.
Oh, Lisa says we could use a little more zaniness and cowbell.
Let's see here. I need the appropriate tool. That'll do.
Anyway.
There we go. My cowbell. So I think Junior there, played by John Randolph,
Yes. Right.
her father,
Okay.
he would be like
He's going to create.
2 fingers.
Is there rubber in Glendora's room?
2 fingers of liquor over a big rock in a glass. That sounds like him. But let's make this a little more than that, shall we? The Junior is probably a bourbon drink, don't you think?
Sure.
Bourbon or rye, but I think bourbon.
I already did a rye drink, so
Yeah.
you do a bourbon drink.
I do a bourbon drink. Rye is an
And
entirely...
it was bourbon because that says bourbon on it.
Back in the day, rye and bourbon were substantially different products. These days, it's kind of like what's in the mash bill. Like what's the grains that are going into this liquor? And the difference between them legally is probably not a lot. So they probably taste very similar. But there are a lot of ryes that are designed to taste very specific these days. And they do taste different. There's a sharper flavor to it because of what's going in there. I need something to measure with. Looking carefully. Do we happen
one
to
of
have...
these?
Yeah, one of those.
Which one?
I'll take the Pony in the Shop.
This one?
Mm-hmm. I'll do. I think that Junior definitely got 2 ounces worth of bourbon in there. This is a little set that says bourbon, rye, and scotch.
Yeah, that's how I knew it was bourbon.
Because back in the day, apparently, people drank
It looks
bourbon,
a lot like the other
rye,
whiskeys over there.
or scotch. And it's like, that's all they drank. The brown goods was whiskey. That's what you did, So here we go. 2
I like
ounces.
the recipes that just call for whiskey.
Whiskey. Whiskey? Who knows what they meant? Probably rye. Back in the day, New York State, Pennsylvania produced a lot of rye. It's been a long time since those days, but both of these states are producing rye again in big quantity.
And bourbon.
And bourbon. Bourbon's definitely become a thing. You don't have to produce bourbon in Bourbon County.
Hold on. Okay.
You just have to produce it by the rules of bourbon.
That chatty's no joke. All right.
Okay, so 1 big rock, 2 ounces of that there. That's already good. Happens to be Makers, so what the heck? What do we have in back of me that might do that some justice?
Do you want some bitters, or do you want...
Bitters for sure.
Do you want a liqueur?
Yeah, I was wondering about this pear over here. I think that
I was also thinking about the pear, so I think it
nicely.
was meant to be.
There you go. Got a good idea. She had a good idea. I had a good idea. Maybe I'm just picking up the psychic messages.
The psycho messages.
Hey, I didn't call you anything. There we go. Wait a minute.
Half ounce.
That's a half ounce of the spiced pear. This immediately starts tasting more like a stone fence. If I had some cider to throw in there, I would.
Okay.
I will throw in a little bit of sour, splash of the lemon lime juice. Whoop. Just because I don't want this to get sweet as much as I want this to get sweet and sour.
Okay.
Well, and I think some bitters would do this some justice too. What I think would be great.
Don't you need aromatic bitters?
Yeah. You know what? Could you hand me
The Bogarts?
the Bogarts? We just got these recently. This is a reproduction of the original Bogarts/Bogarts bitters, which is actually coming from the Bitter Truth, German company. They reproduced the bottle shape, which is very unique.
Oh, Peter says you can never go wrong with bourbon. Amen, Peter.
You kind of can. Well, unless you don't like bourbon.
I agree.
And I think the original Bogarts were barrel aged and all that. They had a specific mash bill of what went into there, the list of ingredients. Bitter Truth found a bottle, found an original bottle, and analyzed it and compensated for different chemical breakdowns, and came up with this. It probably took several tries, and they're very happy with these, and I've been very happy with these because they are very aromatic. They're distinct old-fashioned bitters. I'm actually going to try to do boom, boom, 2 dashes.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's not much.
So I'll put that on the side. And they're also very dark, kind of inky. So I'm just going to give that a swirl, just to stir that up a bit. Kind of hard to stir with a big rock in there. But that is probably not too far from what you might have done back in the day.
That smells good too. It smells really good.
Suddenly that's like it's got a real old-fashioned profile going on with a few more things. Would you like to try this?
Sure.
Yeah. The Junior. I really feel that the character would drink something that looked like this.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yep. It's kind of thing.
Junior.
In that actual era.
Hey, Bobby.
Hey, so nice to see you.
Thank you for joining us.
In that actual era, what were people drinking? Probably a lot of straight up hooch, highballs, hooch with some bubbles added to it. Give me some seltzer, give me some ginger ale. And there are so many drinks that are like, what bubbles do you have? I have 7-Up. Boom. There you go. That kind of thing.
Yeah, 7-Up and bubbly are just not the same thing to me.
They're different products.
Anyway.
But, of course, there's a long tradition of drinks which are basically sort of a base that looks an awful lot like this, and you fill with bubbles. And that starts to resemble something that we just call the 75s. What is that? The French 75 was an artillery piece from the Great War. And somebody named a drink after it, and maybe they were talking about the big pow of that, because 75 millimeters is about that much. That's a pretty big shell. So, big fun. We're talking about wartime again.
I'm just thinking about the worst drink I ever had.
Oh.
Sometimes people ask us, like, what was the worst drink you ever had?
The worst damn thing you had?
Oh, I don't even have to think hard. It was vodka and Diet Sprite.
Oh, yeah.
Which I didn't make. It was served to me at someone's home who shall remain nameless. Mm-hmm. But, like, wow.
We will not actually,
I couldn't get that down.
Drag people out
that
of
was bad.
History for crimes against humanity. It's just one of those things that happen.
Crimes against liquor.
It was not a good idea.
Well, he thought he was like such a man about town. It was vodka, Diet Sprite.
There are many things you can do with vodka that will work just perfectly fine. Honestly,
not that.
You're awfully close to a Moscow Mule in that case, but you need a different soda to make that work.
Maybe not Diet Sprite. I don't know.
The diet products have some problems.
Oh,
when it comes to mixing.
Lisa's asking what drinks will be made for Thanksgiving at the Velveteen get together.
Well,
I think definitely.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Oh, please.
Oh, we can tell you a few things.
We love Lisa and
we
Errol.
do.
We'll tell you.
You will tell.
You all tell. Definitely. Christy wanted to try the Fruitcake Sangria that we made last week. Yep. So that's in.
Which was good and is
in
good.
The rotation, for sure.
Definitely. Easy to do.
Definitely we'll do like a Thanksgiving margarita with maple syrup added, and definitely some whiskey sour type things with Thanksgiving ingredients.
We will potentially
and tiki drinks.
Oh yeah,
and tiki drinks, because
we will be potentially asked for any manner of items that are in the heavy rotation.
Vodka and Fresca. That vodka, Jennifer, vodka and Fresca would be better.
Yeah.
That would be better.
There is, of course, like vodka and grapefruit. You're getting close to something called a Greyhound, and vodka and grapefruit soda is a real thing.
Yeah,
now,
vodka and Fresca would be better.
You can get grapefruit soda with sugar. I think Jarritos makes grapefruit flavor, so that is actually a non-diet product. You can do it with Fresca. You know, Fresca these days is just calling itself.
I mean, I drank diet soda, but that was just nasty.
Not good.
That was nasty.
Probably would have been helped with just a dash of bitters, and bitters are easily found. Yeah. You can always
banana monkey for you. We will make a banana monkey.
Oh yeah,
these are people who are going to be here, but
monkey. You know,
we could do that.
We can make all sorts of things for all sorts of people. The Bloody Marys have been done on the premises because people like them. I am not a huge fan.
I was thinking we were probably
Earlier this year, I tried a Bloody Mary when we did our brunch broadcast with the cartoons, and I thought it was pretty good. So maybe I just need to broaden my horizons a bit, and I think we make a pretty mean Bloody Mary around here because we know what to do.
Even before you said that, I'm like, we'll probably do mimosas in the morning.
Yeah, there's no problem with that. I love a French 75 in the morning, but it does bag a punch, and the mimosa type thing is fine, and simply the straight.
Okay. Bobby says, don't know worse, but best Tootsie Roll, Kahlua, and orange juice. We did a drink one time that we weren't even going for Tootsie Roll, and it tasted exactly like a Tootsie Roll. I gotta find that recipe again.
Take a look, see what happens.
Very Caddyshack, Jennifer says. Lisa says, we tried some samples called Oil Fire, given to us by a friend that owns a liquor store. Interesting tasting whiskey, but might be better mixed. Had a caramel flavor. Oh, okay. I know, Amy, you're not into the vodka. And the vodka, and it was horrible.
And all of your friends are saying, but vodka is like, it's so neutral, blah, blah, blah. It's like, something? That's not necessarily so.
I'm never going to tell someone they should like something they don't like.
If you don't like it, you don't like it. And you do like other things. That's the simple thing.
Yep.
So the fact is that anything you could do with vodka, you could certainly do with light rum. And in many cases, you could do with gin, if you like gin. You will not substitute whiskey products for the same thing, but you might come up with something else that is equally good. So that's the thing.
Do you want to make one of these?
Well,
Shall I?
I'm still working
No, but I'm just saying, I'm going to make one, but
I'll do this guy?
Okay.
You do that guy.
I came up with so many good drink names.
I kind of think that is your wheelhouse right there.
So, I'm going to make
No, it gets stranger still. I just love
that.
And then it got...
I'm not making that one yet.
And then it got strange. And then it got strange.
We're not there yet.
Now it gets strange.
We're not there yet. We might save that one for next week.
The classic Thanksgiving episodes remain classic. We recommend not only what is the ultimate Thanksgiving episode, KRP, but the That Girl episode where she does Thanksgiving. This is fall of '67.
She's introducing my next drink.
Yep. Fall of '67, which is like second season for the show. And Ann decides, I just want to do it here. And she does Thanksgiving. Boy, we relate to that.
She decides to host Thanksgiving. Oh,
we relate to that
like
a
me.
lot. Oh, I know.
Oh.
I know. And these days, there's actually a lot of really good vodkas on the market. But the simple fact is...
Hi, Elizabeth.
If it is not your wheelhouse, out.
Elizabeth's having a Harvey Wallbanger because Galliano's sitting around.
Well, hello.
Got it. Peter's saying any holiday cocktails with red wine. Well, we made the Fruitcake Sangria
which was a good idea.
Week, which hit me up. I will give you the recipe. It's really, really good.
Mulled wine is frequently fortified, which makes it a cocktail.
Yep.
And there's all sorts of mulled wine out there. You can find look up Glühwein. That is a very, if you're like in Munich and you're attending a holiday market outdoors and it's really frosty, and there's a little like vendor there, he's probably got this mulled wine called Glühwein. That is German for glow wine. It will give you a little glow because it's got a little fortification.
We're out of shaker tins.
Oh, we are.
I think they're all in the kitchen.
Pardon me. Elevator down.
I don't think so. Perhaps you simply need a different shaker.
I'm already committed to this shaker, so here, take this back.
Okay.
Here.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll take that tin.
How about this
Whatever.
How about this thing?
Thank you. They're all in,
You have
they're in the kitchen.
You have a strainer?
I do.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Anyway,
I'll take this shaker. Mm-hmm.
little behind the scenes drama.
We have tins.
Don't worry about it.
We have tins.
Oh, the fruitcake. Okay, Amy, you know what? I'll share the fruitcake sangria recipe. Remind me if I forget, but I will share it. I will share it. Okay.
So yeah, definitely recommend Glühwein. And what else was there? There's a Scandinavian thing with wine. Gluck. Yeah, I actually worked in a store once where there was a fellow who was from Sweden, and I said, "Yeah, I got this recipe for something called glögg." He said, "Oh, this pronounced gluck," and that is a mulled wine. It's very specific. It's like cardamom pods and raisins and all that sort of thing, and it sounded wonderful. So it's a warm thing. There are a lot of things out there that are like warm cider, warm wine. There are things that are warm beer. You think, "Ooh, that's horrible." But it depends on what you're doing with it. Absolutely.
I'm sorry, I can't get behind warm beer. I love beer, but no. Nope.
And by the way, I actually spent a semester in London when I was in college years, and the whole concept of that the English serve warm beer is overstated. They serve room temperature beer.
Oh, thank you, Dave.
But the room temperature is about 42 degrees because the room is the cellar. It's actually perfectly fine. It's just not icy.
Okay, so this drink, I'm calling the people pleaser, a.k.a. the Anne-Marie Garita.
Mm-hmm. Ah!
If you remember the Thanksgiving episode of that girl, it's a semi-long story of how Anne ends up hosting Thanksgiving. But of course, she's got her parents coming and Don's parents coming.
Yes. Don's parents actually travel all the way to New York from St. Louis, and what a big fuss.
And his parents insist on a turkey and chestnut stuffing.
Turkey and chestnut stuffing.
And her parents insist on a goose and
oyster stuffing. Hey, both sound good.
Trying to do both in two different apartments, and zany mayhem ensues. But
yeah. Zany mayhem. Look at more zany happening.
More zany mayhem. But
more zane.
Of course, and it's a disaster. And she tries so hard. Like, I watch that girl from a 2021 perspective, and and it was hilarious. But I'm like, she was really trying, and it wasn't her fault that it got boned. So
running back and forth between two apartments because she had to have two ovens to cook two birds.
Because two sets of parents were insisting on
exactly what they always had.
Anyway, got boned, and it wasn't her fault.
I gotta say, cooking a goose is probably an awful lot like cooking a duck, in which case you're rendering a ton of fat. It's
Amy
a big
says
mess.
Cardamom is one of my favorite spices.
Oh, hello.
Errol drinks room temperature beer, says he can taste it better. Yeah.
It depends on the beer.
Hi, Satellite. Good to see you.
Hello. Yeah, it depends on the beer. Like, light lagers really want to be served pretty cold.
Yeah.
But brown ale.
Yeah.
IPAs. Like your heavier beers, they really want to be served with a little less chill. Maybe more like 42 degrees is good. Okay. So icy, not so much. I mean, I have my favorite beer style, pale ale. In the UK, you would just call that a bitter. Well, I'll take it wherever you're going, and I don't care who's serving it, as long as it's kind of what I like. So that's a good thing, but it needs to be served a little less icy, and that's an important thing.
So the Anne-Marie Garita, I started with 2 ounces of Reposado tequila, and I'm going to add, don't you trust me?
No, I do. I just want to make sure that you have space to work, because it was very crowded over there.
You thought I might spill.
No, it's very crowded.
A half ounce of vanilla liqueur.
I can write this down.
Ounce vanilla liqueur. And then I think I'm going to do, this seems very Anne-Marie, some apple liqueur too. It also seems very Thanksgiving-y.
Apples are very Thanksgiving because the harvest has just happened. And you have apples, and you have apple cider, and you have a hard apple cider. So, hey, big fun.
Half ounce apple liqueur.
Apples frequently feature in stuffing, which is a good idea.
And then I'm going to add 3/4 of an ounce of my lemon juice because that's a lot of liqueur.
It is. It's good to balance that out.
Yeah. And then I want to get something else in there.
Yeah.
And I don't want juice. So I'm thinking bitters.
Let me take a look at this.
I'm thinking maybe ginger.
There's also the 1821 Earl Grey.
No, I'm thinking ginger.
Okay, no good time. We have ginger
All
bitters.
right.
Ginger is an excellent thing to throw in there. The ginger bitters are made by...
Oh, no, you know what? I changed my mind.
Oh, okay. Forget ginger.
Changed my mind. I'm going to use a dropper of the Dash Fire cinnamon bitters.
Oh, yeah. I think that ultimately that's more of an infusion, but whatever. It's cinnamon flavor. There's a few cinnamon
They're
bitters
calling it cinnamon
on the
bitters.
market. And make it happen. That's going to add a lot of sort of pie flavor. Hello.
Well, it's a Thanksgiving drink, and poor Anne.
Oh,
Poor Anne was making.
she tries so hard. She really does. Like two different birds and like the different sides going on, running back and forth between her and the Bowman's apartment. You know, she forgets the key. That's what is the key to the whole thing. And I think, well, you probably should have had her on your neck, but that would not have been comedy.
She was too busy trying to keep everyone happy.
She was too busy trying to keep everybody content. What the heck?
And they weren't going to be content.
And they weren't going to be.
I'm just saying. I have opinions. The people pleaser, a.k.a. the Anne-Marie Garita.
Strain?
Strain into a cocktail glass. We have cold ones, don't we?
We do. We have cold ones that will actually make this cocktail taste 73% better.
Thank you.
Because we like cocktails to taste 73% better.
Darn tootin' we do.
If you were here, you would enjoy it 73% better.
And
I gotta love that.
Extra.
I just gotta love that.
Woo! Errol likes his beer to look like used motor oil. Me too. I'm with Errol.
Some birds you really don't want to taste. Are you thinking of old man beer? Yeah, you probably don't want to taste a lot of old man beer.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
And actually...
Oh, we gotta catch up. Today's called ADHD, yeah. Oh, hi, Dano.
Warwick Hard Cider, excellent idea.
Oh, that's good stuff. Yeah.
And of course, they produce the sour cherry, which...
Is that the Pittsburgh Pirates logo on your dress? No. Yeah, no.
Look like it. Yep. Funny business.
No, it's just a little schmata
Just
I picked up.
The accident of
schmata
camera angle. That's the thing.
Ooh. Yummy. Yummy. Yummy.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I like the sound of that. Oh.
Yep. Ooh.
I'm calling that yummy. Oh, that's good stuff.
The Anne-Marie Garita.
She really tries. And I think like that whole...
It's hard to watch that episode.
That whole dinner, there's no real issue why that should have gone so wrong, except she was just trying to please people so far. Even when she's telling people, like, you know, would you like a drink? Because she actually has a selection of liquor.
Spray some.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to clean the
She
bar
has a selection of liquor that people could avail themselves of. Oh, would you like this? Yeah, sure. But they're still kind of demanding that she take care of them. And I think, if you can't mix yourself a scotch and soda, fellas, please. I've got...
You need to give your
junior drink right
back.
here. It's like 2 ounces of hooch in a glass and a couple of things. It's not that hard.
Yeah, she even tells him, yeah, no, just help yourselves. And course, they're all sitting there like, take care of me.
We're very sympathetic because we host Thanksgiving every year. And I think it's a bit of an overlooked holiday. It happens, you build up to it, and then bang, in and out fast. But there's a whole season to it. A lot of turkeys around here. Hello.
Uh-oh.
I can't see any comments at all.
I did too good of a job. Got it back.
Thank you so much. Okay, so used motor oil reminds me of two things. One is, so there's a
Moxie.
special on America Drinks, which talks about soft drinks and talks about something called Moxie. If you're from the Northeast, you know about Moxie.
Don't we have a bottle of Moxie?
We have, I think, 4 bottles of Moxie out there, as a matter of fact, because we picked them up locally. This is a really old soft drink. This dates from the 1880s. I think they started producing Moxie before they started producing Coca-Cola. It is unique, and if you are not familiar with it and you try it, you'll be like, that's peculiar, because it's actually fairly sweet and bitter. The bitter that is in Moxie is the same bitter in Angostura. It's actually got the gentian root.
I gotta interject.
Yep.
Harry says, which is worse, the That Girl episode or Snoopy and Woodstock preparing popcorn and toast? That's pretty bad too.
Yeah. It's
I know exactly what you mean.
It's Thanksgiving, Charlie Brown.
Yes.
I gotta tell you. We actually just saw that.
And they have like
last
jelly
year.
beans and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever you got going on. What the kids can do. It's an entertaining sort of episode, I gotta say.
Jim says, she's a weaker willed person than I am. I would have been like, you're getting what I'm making. If you don't like it, get the hell out. And who wants gravy? I love that.
Seriously.
I love that.
I tend to produce gravy from the turkey. What you do is take all of the entrails and you boil them down with some herbes de Provence and bouquet garni, and you actually make your broth. And then you put that together with the fat from the turkey, and you make that into like a roux. Pour that together, and you make a gravy. And then you chop up all the bits of the parts there, and you make giblet gravy. Some people would find that a little strange, but I think you're using all of the bird.
I tend to just leave. If people aren't happy, and I'm knocking myself out, and you're not digging it, I just leave.
Mm-hmm.
I usually don't confront people right away. I just leave and see if they even notice. And we were watching Bad Moms last night, the movie Bad Moms, which I love. Mm-hmm. And I don't have kids, but I was feeling her so much because everyone was mad at her. Her husband, her kids, everyone. So she just kind of stopped. She just kind of stopped doing and
stop caring.
And her kids are like, aren't you going to make me breakfast? She's like, no.
No.
You can get your own breakfast.
And
I just thought that was so me. Like, I just feel like, no.
No.
You don't like the way I do it, you do it.
You figure it out. By the end of the...
Hi, Fred.
Hey!
There's a whole lot, not in English, a lot of non-English in that gravy description.
Man. Well, here's the kicker. Within that picture...
Buttered toast. Oh, Elizabeth says it was buttered toast.
Within Bad Moms, she says, I'm not going to prepare breakfast for you anymore. By the end of the movie, her son is like, yeah, I'm doing breakfast. Since you wouldn't do it, I learned how to do it. It's like, well, I guess you learned the life skills, son. Good idea.
I know.
Which is good.
That's me. Like, I just leave.
And he made it frittata. It's like, so you figured it out. Look, my own experience is that people did things for me for years, and then I got to college age, and it was like, you have to do something for yourself. I learned how to cook. You learn how to cook by doing. Come on, not a big deal.
Aww. Mom says Paul's gravy is out of this world delicious.
Well, thank you. A lot of people would have a little trouble with the giblets. I think my sister just throws them away.
Eric says, I think the only disturbing thing I saw with Snoopy is Woodstock putting Snoopy's ear in the toaster. Oh, not what they mean when they say your ears are burning.
Ah!
Oh.
I'm
trying to do it, Elizabeth, like, bleh.
I highly appreciate
I'm trying to do that sound.
The whole Peanuts animation franchise has this subtext where Snoopy has this fantasy about being a World War I flying ace.
Oh yeah, yep.
You know, hurrying behind enemy lines. You know, all these machine guns going off, all that kind of thing. It's a particular trope of Charles Schulz, I believe, which is interesting and fun. And then there was a whole like Christmas song in the '60s about Snoopy and the Red Baron. Yeah, kind of fun.
Yep.
All right, I need a thing, and I need to make a thing.
Well, you
Bleh.
claimed, I named the drinks, but you claimed this one.
This sounds like it should be extraordinarily complicated.
Are you up to it?
What do you think?
I could go either way
Who knows?
on that one.
Radio Still Works reminds me of the glassware that our buddy Dennis has. That
Aww.
he has some tall chimney glasses.
I know what you mean. Yes.
With a radio tube symbol on them. Dano knows about this. I literally, it has a triode symbol on the damn thing. And I'm like, these are so cool. They are RCA glasses from the 50s because his father worked for RCA.
Yep.
He was like parts division out of Harrison, New Jersey. And this is just so awesome. And of course, he inherited a lot of material and equipment. He's got all sorts of promo stuff. And he's got this fantastic receiver from the 50s.
I need to interject.
Oh, sorry.
Because Snoopy's the only dog I know that looks abnormal walking on all fours, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
He always
yes.
walks on two.
Yes. Anyway.
He always walks on
I'm
two.
sorry, go
Bizarre.
back.
Anyway.
Radio.
No, he's got this great RCA receiver from 1963, actually. I'll correct myself. That is a really cool device. And he asked me if I could refurbish it. So I said, I'll do my best. And we got that thing working, and he uses it daily. Beautiful. Vacuum tubes, baby. Do they work? If you restore them properly, they will. Otherwise, they'll burn up. Horrible. So, let's actually...
I thought I saw burn up.
Yeah. Well, we have a number of vacuum tube devices in this house,
Oh,
which are
good.
doing just fine. So there we go.
Glad to hear it.
Let's find an appropriate vessel and go from there.
You think you're going to find it down there?
No, I don't.
We don't have RCA glasses.
No. But we do have, pardon me.
Oh. So he just grabbed a glass from a collection that we bought at the Restore in Wayne, New Jersey. We saw these glasses and we thought like, oh, those are pretty. We picked them up and they weren't very much money because nothing we buy is very much money.
Nope.
And there's like these really cool sort of thin man looking bamboo glasses.
Yep.
We found out recently they're Noritake crystal. We're like, can't use them now. They're expensive.
Yeah,
but we paid like nothing for them. So
and guess
whatever.
what? I broke one recently. I was so angry at myself for that. It was very difficult circumstances. But they're really cool. It's this chimney glass with this bamboo that is etched into the glass. They're nice. I really love these glasses.
My favorite thing that Snoopy did was his impression of a vulture. I remember that.
That's wrong. Here.
Yep.
Let's put some ice in this boiler.
This incredibly valuable chimney glass that we shouldn't be using. We should be locking it in a vault.
Use your glassware, people. I don't care how valuable. Use it.
We didn't pay a lot, but...
No. I want more of these because I know that this set has been... We got as many as were available to us, but obviously some pieces were broken before we even got there because there were fewer pieces. I tell you.
We didn't even buy all of them.
We found that set recently of the Christmas ones.
Oh,
we
yeah.
finally found the double old-fashioned glasses, and there were like 5 of them. There should have been 6. Okay. Fill your chimney glass. The chimney is called a chimney because it's very narrow. That's tall. Ultimately, it's just a Collins glass. Although it is considered the appropriate zombie glass. And a zombie is a nice drink at home if you're going to be there all evening because you can nurse it along. but a lot of crushed ice in that. I'm going to fill this up about 2/3.
Oh, Eric is so funny. Chimney glass looks like it's a supersized zombie for sure. Yep.
Well, ultimately, I think this is a standard zombie because we have some more zombies down there, and they're about the same size. We've got some that actually came from a Chinese restaurant that actually have this sort of Fu Manchu on them. And we have some others that are from, I forget.
Sourpuss.
Oh, yeah, Sourpuss did some chimneys that are really cool that we love a lot. Way to get a good price on this. So we are going to do something here.
Eric, the vulture pose. His mother's coming out of the bathroom. Oh, God.
So we
That's
are.
funny.
What's our base on this?
Well, you were creating this, but
Yes, I am. I just need to see what it's called again. Oh, radio. Yeah.
Radio still works. It was sort of, I don't know why I'm thinking vodka, but.
What's wrong with gin?
There's nothing wrong with gin.
I'll take some gin.
Okay.
We have the New York product. That would be awesome. I think, thank you. My lovely co-star.
Nothing wrong with gin.
Let's find something. Oh, this still has the bitters in it.
Do you need another one?
A nice 1.5 ounce pour would be good.
Which one of these would you like?
This one.
Okay. So you're doing 1.5 ounces of your gin. That's a really nice gin. If you're in our area, Spirits Lab in Newburgh.
Newburgh, New York. They have a location. You can go there. You can try the gin. You can try several products. And they have pre-mixed cocktails. That's all they do right now.
They have a lot, actually.
And if you visit them, they're very nice. This is also...
Oh, okay, Sal, let's think. Are you dreading using crystal glasses because you can't put it in the dishwasher? I agree. You should just use the crystal and hand wash it. Yeah. Yep. You know, for me, it's like, we bought these things. I love them. And as soon as I found out they were valuable, I was like, oh, don't tell me that. Yeah, don't tell me that. Like, we buy things because we like them, not because they're valuable.
Yeah, because when I looked into replacing some of these, I went, aha! Wow.
Lisa says, I often read the comments out loud. Errol gives me funny looks, saying he too can read, but he's having a hard time multiplexing between conversations.
Well, we're talking, the radio still works over here, so I'm working a radio angle here.
Okay.
Give me 1/2 ounce of sour.
Okay, just lemon?
Yep, lemon.
Okay.
Lemon is fine.
Okay.
I'll take the sour cherry cordial.
Okay. How much?
1/2 ounce.
And if you're wondering where this drink idea came from, it's from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. When they're driving in the completely burned out car where the speedometer doesn't work. And then the state trooper, Michael McKeon, pulls them over. And nothing works in this car anymore. But then he says, well, radio still works. Because it does. The radio still works.
Amazingly enough. We have heard of similar things happening with burnout things where it's like, oh, you turn that on and it still goes. I think, well, I guess it didn't affect the power supply because it's still happening. And you never know.
I remember, this is terrible. I shouldn't even say this. No, I shouldn't say it.
I'm going to add some.
Say it. I won't say it unless. I won't say it.
Okay.
Anyway. So far we got 1.5 ounces of gin, 1/2 ounce sour cherry cordial, 1/2 ounce fresh lemon juice.
It's good so far. I need to add some notes to this so this makes this happen. And I'm trying to think of what we actually bought recently that would accent this nicely. There's always a vanille. And there is that great triple
the vanilla is going to add enough notes.
No, I don't think so. Swedish Punch.
We haven't tried that yet.
Shall
is
we?
that right for this, though? You've already added enough stuff, haven't you?
I don't know. I got a zip strip. Let's try it.
I'm going to stitch that onto a pillow. I have a zip strip. Let's try it.
Shall we? So, Swedish Punch is one of those products from, the late 19th century that went totally extinct by our era, and no one had ever heard of it. And then you look into old cocktail books, and they talk about something called Swedish Punch. What the hell are you talking about?
Well, we got some today.
This is a unique product.
Thank you.
That is based on rum.
That doesn't smell as gross as I expected it to smell.
One of the rums it's based on is Arak, actually.
It smells pretty good, actually.
And they're claiming flavors of dark rum, chai, toffee, smoke, and leather. Well, that's kind of fun.
I hear punch, and I think, like, that's going to be disgustingly sweet. But
it smells a little strong, but it's not. No. Definitely not. That's
really good. I thought I would hate this, but...
That is really good.
That is really good.
Using... half ounce.
The texture is weird. It's kind of thick. Mm-hmm. But it tastes good, so...
Oh.
You know what that would be good with? Some bubbles.
Guess what? I'm about to do that.
All right. Well, I'm glad we didn't flush the money that bottle cost.
Could you hand me a straw, please?
I can.
Yep. No, I was interested to try this. This is Krona has decided to reproduce Swedish Punch. It's this product of Sweden, so that is fantastic. The Swedish Punch is produced in Sweden.
Man, that's a good one. We might have to keep that on here.
Give that a stir. Could you give me some Angostura bitters, please? I think that will be highly appropriate.
Yes, I can, but I need to catch up with you.
Yes. Well.
On writing down this drink. Okay.
Yeah.
So the punch, how much did you use?
Half ounce.
Okay. And then
3 dashes of Angostura.
Okay, hold on.
I bet that so far this is pretty good. Oh yeah.
Let me try.
Oh yeah. Try it so far.
Quality control.
Fun things are going on. Yep.
It's already good.
Yep. So all we need to do here is fill it with some bubbles. Guess what? I have some bubbles right here.
Oh, Christy said you had Swedish Punch in the mystery bowl cocktails at Ohana.
Oh, we did.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that, but it did.
You know, we didn't actually try the mystery bowls this year. In prior years, we've had privy to the
COVID.
Yeah, I tell you.
Well, the bowls were good, and this is good too. So, yay for Swedish Punch.
Filled with Brut Prosecco. That's a good idea.
Okay. Chilled Prosecco.
And stir gently. And guess what?
I feel like I spelled Prosecco wrong. Did I spell Prosecco wrong?
I'll stand by that.
Did I spell Prosecco wrong? You know when you type a word that you've typed a million times in your life, and you're like, that looks wrong.
No, you didn't.
It's right.
Mm-hmm.
We might be serving this at Thanksgiving.
This is a lot of fun. I like really buying new products and trying them out and saying, oh, I can use that in 12 things.
Radio still works.
So the radio still works. And I don't know why that sounds to me like a radio works. Maybe I need those tryout glasses to make this just really go bang.
Yeah.
But
those are
going to
go for some money.
The bamboo chimneys. Yeah, I've never seen those outside of his house. They are very cool.
Yeah, those are going to go for some bucks.
I think to myself, when I'm done with this glass, I'm handing this to you, and you're taking care of the rest of the story because I don't want to go anywhere near washing this glass.
Yeah, don't put it in the sink. I'll just put it that way.
That's good.
Put it far away from the sink.
That's good.
That is good.
And I think that given time and patience, we can find more of these bamboo chimneys and fill out the collection properly. I would like to have like a good solid 6 of everything up there. I bet there is.
You have so many glasses.
Oh, I know. Well, there were no double old fashions, but there were some of the tall glasses that remind me of the Glenny wine glass. Yeah.
Yes.
So like an old fashioned on a stem. Now those were really cool. We didn't buy them.
Oh, Eric, I feel you. Eric says, I've had a weird moment when for some reason the word only looked wrong when I was writing it. I have said that to Paul so many times. I like type a word and I'm like, is that right?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, that's right. I'm like, it looks wrong to me. And it's some word that I've been writing all my life.
Yeah. Literally. The whole time.
Just looks
and you
weird.
think, what is strange about this? I don't know.
Fred, yes, Thanksgiving is an open invitation. So no joke, let us know because you would be so welcome.
Talk to us.
Yeah.
We will have so much food.
We're going to have so much more food than we can drink.
That will all be in a coma.
And so much more booze than we
Collective
can drink.
coma.
So, yeah.
So, yeah, this is...
Yes, we would love
Talk to us.
to see you
Please.
here. So, yeah.
Definitely. But fun. And, you know, the simple fact is we'll set up a drum set and, like, we do a little...
You don't have to work on Thanksgiving.
No, we don't. I'm kidding.
Nobody has to work.
Don't have a drum set.
I have to work the night before, but...
True, yes.
but nobody has to work on Thanksgiving.
Well, you know what they say? It's like in A Miracle on 34th Street where she's asking about, like, you know, can you come to the thing? He's like, oh, Santa Claus always has to work on the 24th. And she's like, oh, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. That's the stuff.
What did that make me think of? Oh, that made me think of Christmas with the Cranks.
Yes. And what were you thinking?
Well, you said, well, Christmas Eve. Santa Claus always works on Christmas Eve.
Oh, yeah.
Made me think of Christmas with the Cranks when Marty, the umbrella seller, who no one knows, but he goes to their party, and he's dressed as Santa to sell his umbrellas, and he goes to leave the party, and he's like, well, Santa Claus always works on Christmas Eve.
End of the day, isn't that the fact?
Yep.
It's terrible to make
And he drives off into the sky in his VW bug.
Yeah. Isn't it terrible to make a man work on Christmas Eve? Or one working Christmas Eve? But you know what? If that's your job, it is.
Eric says, wonder if that's the reverse of synesthesia. I don't know.
Oh, we'll check that out, huh?
Wow.
Yep.
I love an easier
to
look into.
Hey, we were just talking recently.
Fred says, I will work for food. Oh.
Hey, listen.
Work.
Talk to us. Talk to us.
But if you want to.
Yeah.
But you don't have
Seriously. You're not far.
You're welcome anytime.
Well, you know, I was thinking also, we were talking about casting, and you were talking about the Rockettes. I'm like, they always work Christmas Day, don't they? You know?
Well, yeah, I was saying, we were talking about showbiz and how some people work on Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of the Rockettes, and the Rockettes do like 5 shows a day, and I'm sure they do on Christmas Day too, so.
I think a lot of shows will actually be open on Christmas Day and do at least one show. And I think if you're working Christmas Day, it's probably like a sort of a special thing where it's just like, we're all energized. It's Christmas. People are here because they're here to see this show and they're really pumped, and we're just going to sock it to them and they're going to be like, wow, that was great. And I'm like, well, I'm glad because we were actually delivering that to you.
Well, the last time I walked by Radio City, there was this huge line outside, and I'm like, oh, who's playing? And it was the Rockettes, because it's already the Christmas show. I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, no, it started in early November. People were there just seeing the Rockettes, but I just think, you know, they have to work on Christmas, but at the same time, they're making Christmas for so many people that, it's kind of fun. I love that.
It's part of the experience and it's
part
of
it's
the
like,
thing.
You know, it's a different kind of Christmas for them, but they're part of everyone else's Christmas. So
hey, listen,
yay.
They're unionized performers. They are actually compensated appropriately due to their union. So I think that's fantastic.
Eric says, it worked half of Thanksgiving a couple of years ago. They started playing Christmas music over the PA.
Of course. Of course.
Of course they did.
That's because there's not enough Thanksgiving music.
Hi, Keith. Oh, we love
Hey.
John Candy and Uncle Buck, Lisa says.
Oh, that's another one, yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, another classic John Candy.
Yeah, poor John Candy.
There are many things that he's notable for. If you just simply want to start watching like SCTV reruns, oh man, there's a ton of stuff. I think it was, what was that? He did this like talk show thing.
Devin makes the excellent point. Not everyone celebrates Christmas. It might be another day for a lot of them. Exactly.
Well, true.
And you could be part of a lot of people's Christmas and not even celebrate it yourself.
Look, a local liquor store is actually run by Indian Americans, and I'm talking like the subcontinent. And I don't know what religion they are. They might be actually Hindi. And I think, well, they're not doing Christmas. They have like a dozen other holidays.
They're open on all the holidays, and that store is packed.
And the fact is, like, they're just doing business.
So they're
just doing business.
They're doing God's work, being open on the holidays. I'm just saying.
And the store is directly, located directly next to an Indian restaurant.
Oh
so,
my
like,
gosh, Marty says my great aunt was a Rockette. Wow.
Oh, what?
That is amazing. Oh, I miss John Candy too.
Killing me. I tell you.
Ricky the Rancid Rogue. Oh man. You got annoying for the Weird Al Yankovic lyrics. You know, the stores are already playing the Christmas music.
Oh, they do. They do earlier and earlier.
Yep.
I think it was something like 10 years ago in this house where we were at Walmart and they had the Christmas stuff up before my birthday in August. And I thought, that is really
That's not okay.
The pale.
August is not
At
okay.
least wait until, you just...
At least wait until Labor Day. To put
At least
up
wait
the
until
Christmas
Labor Day!
ornaments. I'm just saying.
Please. You're pushing it. These things have a season, You gotta let Halloween be Halloween and Thanksgiving be Thanksgiving and Christmas be Christmas.
Anyway,
yeah. But I think just like let it ride because everything has its time.
everything has its season.
I know that the stores are really pushing it in, pushing it out. We got to get the candy in for this one out, candy in for that one out, candy in for this one out, candy in for that one out. And they just have to make sure they get the appropriate candy.
Just keep talking.
The appropriate candy for like the appropriate day is like, is this pumpkins? Is this turkeys? Is this Santa Claus chocolates? You just gotta like make sure that's happening at the right time. And I think, at the end of the day, if you fine line it a little bit here and there, it's okay. So,
Eric, it made me edit your comment, but I allowed it.
oh, yep.
Oh, this is so funny.
Big fun. Well, it's still
I have the editing power.
Well, we do.
Boom.
We're the host of this thing.
Boom. I get to pass judgment on the comments, but I allowed it.
Well, still enjoying this guy right here.
Never Christmas before Halloween. Fred, I agree with you.
Please.
Preferably not until Thanksgiving.
Please.
I agree with you. Although, like, I have to say that the last few years, I've been feeling the pressure of people decorating for Christmas before Thanksgiving. And as you can see, we're decorated for Thanksgiving, and I'm not taking this down before Thanksgiving, but I'm thinking, like, should we put up some trees and not decorate them, but get them in place? Because
sanity.
I don't know.
It's a lot to do.
I don't know. It's
a lot to do around here. And I understand we have to do it.
I realize these are not real problems, but...
But it's questions, yeah.
People start decorating so early for Christmas now. Like, really?
Particularly in the last 2 years, people are really pushing it. And I think it's probably related to how much you can get out and get in.
I kind of get it for 2020 because that year sucked so much that I understand putting up Christmas. I would have put it up in July in 2020 because you need something. But
let's make sure it happens.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't want to get sick of it either.
No.
I don't want to put it up and be like, "What did I? Yeah, can we get rid of it now?"
You want to like nail it right there at the appropriate time.
Oh my gosh!
Makes
Okay,
sense.
hold on. Okay, Fred says, "Be strong." Oh, yep. To everything there is a season. Marty says,
Please.
"Oh, be strong. Wait until the true moment." Yes, yeah. We are not taking this down. Julie says, I went to a Rite Aid one Christmas Eve and they were putting out the Valentine's candy. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's nuts.
So quick to go into the next
40 plus
next
trees
thing.
need lots of time. That's the thing. Like,
Yeah, sure.
I'm thinking I might put them in place, but not trim them.
Yeah. Anticipation.
Exactly.
Is what's all about.
Daniel, I'm with you. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. I just got to get it ready.
Prepping the fuse, so to speak.
The whole decorating, yes. What about light therapy? I agree. Because we decorated Glendora's room for a photo shoot last week for Christmas, and I kind of love it because it's just cheery now. So I think that's light therapy.
I really enjoy the whole concept of Nightmare is an excuse for lessening the entire holiday fall season. Good enough for Disney to do, good enough for Disney to do the Haunted Mansion. Good enough for me. I'm like, yes, because
Yes.
Disney does that year round.
Yes.
And it's some kind of awesome.
Yes.
They really they caught a nerve with that one. I think the Haunted Mansion in particular actually really captures people.
Yeah.
And it's true. And at the end of the day, is that any more than, well, I enjoy the Addams Family year round? Of course you do. I do.
Of course you do.
I grew up with an Addams Family book, so please. So
The Addams Family rocks. I feel like we need to do a Bad Moms Christmas happy hour.
well, Bad Moms Christmas is a very particular thing. We were watching Bad Moms itself recently, and I gotta say that's got a lot of oomph. And we watched Bad
Doesn't
Moms.
matter if you don't have kids.
No, it doesn't matter. No. And we watched
If you're a people pleaser, you will relate.
We watched Bad Moms Christmas last year many times, and I gotta say that was really fun and an eye opener. And I recommend them. It's a great cast. Like the three gals who are the center part of this, they're really well done. And
but next week will still be Thanksgiving, and my family will be here, so we will be experimenting drinks on them.
Thanksgiving it. If we could get some of the Jones soda with the whole.
Okay, Elizabeth is all about Bad Moms. Yay! I love Bad Moms.
Dinner, then we would try that, but we probably can't anymore. It's off the market. We'll try some things, but we have a lot of things we've done recently that are highly appropriate we'll be making. Should be good. Should be good.
Nightmare Before Christmas from Halloween till January. Yes. Yep.
Bingo. The Nightmare Before Christmas is kind of like a Halloween Christmas movie. It's like Halloween Christmas. Christmas. It defines the whole season that starts at the end of September and goes all the way to January 6th. So,
Fred, I feel like they can withstand it better than us, if not as much.
Yes.
Withstand the proof. Yes.
No. Yes.
Yeah. No, they got this.
Yeah.
They got
absolutely.
This. They got this in the bag.
Everybody, no question. We do.
Eric says, I asked for a fiber optic lamp for Christmas. Oh my gosh. My old boyfriend back in the day had a fiber optic lamp. School having it on at night. Yes. I remember that. My boyfriend had a fiber optic lamp.
I did not. But
from Spencer Gifts.
Where else? Seriously. But like actually post years, I remember like hitting some yard sales and finding some particular things. And you remember those can lamps? They were made out of a soda can. You could find like 7-Up. That was the best one.
Yeah.
And you could also find Dr. Pepper. I found both of these at a yard sale back in around 1986, I think. And I thought, what goes in this lamp? And I thought, you got to get one of those.
What goes in this lamp?
You got to get a bulb that goes in that lamp with the filament that goes wow, 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 wow all the time. So I found that at Spencer Gifts. And suddenly I had the thing. That was the thing at the time. That was awesome.
I assume Spencer Gifts is still... It was open last year when I went to the optometrist in our mall.
In our mall.
Spencer Gifts was still a thing. I assume
it's a mall store.
This year.
It's a mall store of all mall stores.
Little store.
Oh. Yeah.
Mall stores.
Mall stores, yes.
Mall stores.
Mall stores? Yes.
He got it.
Yes, I did. It is a classic mall store of all mall stores. Wait,
your first job was Spencer Gifts? Wait, what?
Who says what? Oh,
Spencer
man.
Gifts?
That's a fun store.
Hold on. I was about to log off, but I need to know if that was... You worked at Spencer Gifts.
Wait a minute.
Because, wait, what?
We've got bonus bits going on.
What?
Oh, hilarious. All the mall stores you could have worked in back in the day. Who worked at Tech High Five?
Oh, Elizabeth, thank you. Yes, we will be here on Thanksgiving Eve.
Oh, yeah, we will.
Yes.
People will be preparing for this or that. They're like, I'm not working. We'll be working.
We might be a couple of drinks in already.
We'll be working.
Just warning you now, we might already be a couple of drinks in.
We don't take Thanksgiving Eve off. We work. We'll be here to make things happen for you. Because you're not.
Oh.
I do not expect you to expend a lot of effort on Thanksgiving Eve because it's a really vigorous time.
Elizabeth says hubby works, so I'm off. So it's all about cocktails, cooking, and MST3K Turkey Day Marathon.
Oh, wow.
I love MST3K.
That's...
sad.
There are several marathons I can recommend.
Yes, 1993. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
I love that. I love that. You worked at Spencer Gifts?
Seriously.
That's so cool.
It's a fun store. It was then. It was in the 80s. It was in the 70s when I was going to the mall and you would like see this store. And you go into the back and you saw all these black light posters and all these like naughty gifts and things and like
what's the thing you're in the naughty gift aisle and someone comes up to you like, can I help you? And you're like, I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah. All these gifts about wangs. It's just hilarious.
You just said that just now.
Yeah. But it's funny. And it's kind of like a drag that you can't find radio.
Hi, Fabs. Good to see you.
Hey, Fabs. It's kind of a drag that you can't find Radio Shack in the same malls because that was always a part of the experience.
Yeah.
There was nothing naughty about Radio Shack, but it was like something very specific. Like
Spencer Gifts can just stay current.
You need a phone battery, you know?
You just got to make some product for whatever's current.
Yeah.
So, you know, they stay relevant.
Whatever's current is probably not that far off of what we knew. Okay. So
is it time?
Oh, it's about that time.
All right.
Well, folks.
All right. Oh, Devin. Yeah, we're going to log off too. But Spencer's was the place to go. Distastefully shaped. What? What? Distastefully shaped. Oh. I love it. I love it. And you're correct.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about, and you're correct.
And if your mall has Spencer Gifts, you'll look at them and say,
exactly.
"Oh, yeah, I know.
Exactly.
I got that, definitely."
All right. Well, we're going to log off for now, but we will see you live next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday will be pre-Thanksgiving.
Here's soaps are tastefully shaped. What people did with it probably wasn't.
Oh!
Oh, boy.
I didn't say
Disgust.
that.
All right.
No.
Oh, what?
No,
Hold
no,
on.
no,
All right.
no.
I accidentally touched my phone.
Yeah. We don't need to do
Anyway.
a close-up of my head, but we
No.
did.
But we got it for a minute.
So the simple fact is, well,
It's
look.
a nice head.
Thank you. Look, we've had some fantastic drinks this evening, some great discussion of what's happening along with some fantastic
It was great hanging out with you,
holiday
Eric,
episodes.
too. Oh.
Television and movies, talking
Good
about
to
the
hang out
whole
with you, too.
holiday. It's all about like finding a huge piece of poultry and cooking it
Ow!
for people.
Lisa says that's where I got Errol's lava lamp. Oh. Well,
Well, of
all
course.
right.
Where else are you going to get a lava lamp these days except Spencer Gifts?
Other than online.
Well, you can get anything online. But in a store?
But it's
yeah,
more fun to go to
Spencer.
Spencer Gifts.
Yeah, go to
I'm
Spencer.
just saying.
When I was young, it was all the black light posters in back of the thing. You had like a black light poster of Dracula and like, AC/DC and all that sort of thing. But times have changed. Nobody does these things. You would also find a store called Tech Hi-Fi that actually had all the like
We
extreme
never had that.
hi-fi
Oh my
components.
gosh. No, you guys.
Oh man. And you would also find like something called York Steakhouse, which had the cheap steaks. I tell you.
All right.
Whatever that was worth is gone now. But the simple fact is, you can prepare fantastic food and drink in your own home, and we will tell you how to do some of these things on these weekly broadcasts because we try
We'll share what we got.
all of these products, and we will tell you
share
what is worth it. And as always, wherever you are and whatever you do, and wherever you go,